Watch Hump Day with Hampshire. Have some fun before we retire. Take a little break from the quagmire. It's Hump Day with Hampshire.
My next guest is a friend of mine. I have friends. She is a Chilean actress, model, and friend of mine. She starred in the movies The Green Inferno, Knock Knock, and one of the coolest movies from last year, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Lorenza Izzo, come on down.
Hi.
Hi. I love this show for giving me the opportunity to see people I don't see right now because I'm in.
I know.
Are you in quarantine?
I know we're all in quarantine.
Okay, good. I feel like people are. Because I like, aside from going out for March,
it's just weird. It's like this weird quarantine period where like we're supposed to be like closed up because there's a pandemic going on, and then slowly it's opening up, and so there's restaurants open, but you have to wear a mask, and then at the same time, I've been protesting, so I have been now trying to be as careful as I can be. So it's like this weird in between that I'm like, okay, I'm not so sure what's happening. Why are we forgetting there's an actual pandemic going on? So like trying to find that balance of like
protesting and marching is forgetting. I feel like you're protected. This is how my brain works. I feel like you're
Tell me
doing a good thing.
So exactly. I agree with you 100%. There are things that I think are absolutely worth it. And I mean, as a Chilean, white passing, Latina, so I'm a woman of color, feminist in progress, all of the labels in my intersectionality, because I heard with Lorenza and I was like, oh my God, never has someone spoken such truth to what I feel about identity and how there's so many different things happening at the same time. Mm-hmm. And I feel like within all of those identities that I'm constantly, swimming through, I think protesting and marching is a good damn reason to get out there from this crazy time that we're living in.
Yeah. Well, so when I asked you to be on this show, I was like, hey, are you out? And which is a strange question because I met you at the after party for the L Word premiere. So
I was freaking out. I'm such a fan. And I was like, oh my God, she's here. And I think the publicist from Showtime was like, oh, I can introduce you. I'm like, I'm not so sure I'm going to be okay. Like I was so nervous. It was
my God, that's very nice considering Kate Menig was there. And
I know. Like staring all night. Stared all night.
Yeah. So, okay, but I asked you, like, have you come out? And you're like, yeah, I'm out, but I've never come out, like, publicly or anything. So I was thinking you could I've been doing 30-second coming out stories. So you give your public coming out story in 30 seconds live, right now, publicly live.
Okay, so I'm doing this now. I'm okay, wow, okay.
Come out.
Okay, right. So I got divorced from my ex-husband, and then I feel like I'm racing. I got divorced, and then I started going out in the world trying to figure out what I actually liked. There was a whole new different world. I started watching the show called Schitt's Creek, and there was a particular character called Stevie, and she had a particular conversation with Dan Levy about wine, and you like all wines, it's not about the label. And then I go to the L Word premiere after party, I meet you, and then we start talking, and then we end up hanging out, and then you invite me to your show, and it's quarantine, and I guess I'm coming out now, live, as I'm in your show. Hi, I'm pansexual.
Oh my God. Oh my God, first of all, this has never worked. Now it really doesn't. Second of all, I helped. That's so me. Okay, but do you think that we're going to talk about Bitmojis? That's something else we have in common.
I should have put that in because that did help me in my coming out as well.
That did, but would you say what I just did was a good example of how not to support your friends coming out by making them come out on my terms?
You absolutely gave an example of how not to help a friend that is in the midst of coming out. I mean, I recently saw this movie, Love, Simon. I don't know how I missed it. And the biggest thing that stuck to me is that as a person who's who's going through that, through coming out. And I think that's another discussion to have, like a talk to for hours, because I feel like you're constantly coming out sometimes, you know, it's a never ending weird thing where you can't just be, you feel like you have to constantly be like, oh, but this is who I am and I hope you accept it. Yeah. I think as a friend and as someone who's in your circle, it is so important to allow the person to have their coming out as however they want it to be, with however time they need it to be. I think it's like such an important thing. And they had such a good line of like, you took that from me, you know, and I just think it's so special to like have that.
Show, you took that from me?
Yeah. And there's a line where he's like, he finally confronts all his friends because he really screws up, because while he's trying to not come out publicly, he's struggling with all these feelings, and to hide the fact that he's gay and he doesn't want to come out, he starts screwing a lot with his friends, and that in a bad way. And then when, you know, all the conflict comes up, he goes, I did it all because you took this from me. You took the opportunity for me to come out on my own terms, which is another guy that he made friends with. It's a great movie. I highly recommend it. I bawled my eyes out.
Oh my God, I haven't seen it. I'm going to watch it now. Oh God, that really is like, I mean, first of all, I would like people to know that I did. I'm ruined. Like but I did it. I asked you, but still, I think it's something that I would totally do. I would be like, do this now. But like, no.
Well, because, you know, that's a funny thing as a friend. And if you're already out in it and you have like a good story about it, right? And you feel really comfortable, you want to be supportive, like, babe, no one cares. Go do it. But it's like, it doesn't matter because it's not about you. And some people also are of the thought of like, I don't ever need to come out. I'm never going to explain myself or my gender or who I'm attracted to or what I identify with. And I think that's cool too. But I think if you are in that other, like I was, you know, I never knew if anyone would care. Like, do I need to come out publicly? Do I need to come out personally? Like coming out to my mom was really hard. And I have like incredible group of friends that have been so supportive, that has made my kind of journey easy-ish, you know, in a sense. I'm just very welcoming and very supported. And that's not really the story for like, most people, I think. And it's not the more common one, I believe, even today in 2020, which is just so insane to me.
Right. But I kind of love what you say about that you feel like you have to come out and re-come out. And like when you said, you know, I didn't even feel like, do I have to come out? I've definitely felt that way.
Right? It's weird.
100%. And I don't feel like I ever came out.
On one angle, I'll tell you, like from like on one side, I'm like, who really cares? Like, but I will say this, like, I'll give examples, like having you, or like, for example, Cara Delevingne, who very early on was like, this is who I am, and just accept it. Those like public figures coming out publicly did in a way help me be more okay, just like saying it out loud and proud, because then I understood like, oh, if I have any kind of platform, little or big, if my quote secret or that part that could be private of my life, and that would be okay, if I choose to make that public, maybe somewhere in the world, hopefully in Chile, another girl or guy or whatever it is you identify with will make me feel safer to come out. Oh, I'm going to do it. You know, like I think that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me, to do that constantly, to keep coming out publicly constantly. If in some way or shape it can help someone else, I think that's kind of cool. And that's a sense of community we have as well.
Right. I'm sure you get this, like those DMs from people saying that you're being out and that never occurred to me, because again, I didn't feel like there was anything for me to come out about. I've just always like what I liked, and they happen to be like a really wide spectrum of people. And
right there with you.
I'm just a slut. No, I'm not. I'm gonna get, this is PG. This is PG.
Yeah, I was told ahead of time this was PG, and I'm like, oh my God, Lorenza, watch all of you.
Yeah. But I never wanted to be like really public with any relationships I was in, but I was in one relationship that was somewhat public, and the thing that actually I realized makes me feel the best is when I get messages from people saying that because they saw an example of them being in a loving relationship and it being just like normal, and I think that's what we get on Schitt's Creek a lot, that people feel like they'll be loved too. We get that about like Patrick and David, mothers who write in and say, like, I feel like my son can be okay because someone will love him. And I can't believe in this day and age. Because
that's what I'm saying. I mean, let's go back to the word normal. I mean, the things that we're fighting or protesting about in the streets should be things that are just like, are we crazy? But that's the reality, and that's history, and that's what it's done. So it's like so important to add to what you're saying, to keep that going, to keep making content as an artist, as a creative, or if you are public and you choose to be public, to keep doing that, because it really helps, and it really does make a change.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, so I had Hannah Gatsby on my show. Do you know Hannah Gatsby?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh
so we're all obsessed with Hannah Gatsby.
I would die.
So Hannah Gatsby was on my show, and the website Wikifeet came up, and
oh my god,
I just because she was like, what comes up when you Google your name, and mine is feet. I don't know why, but
wait, I'm on it too, I think.
Oh, where is my? I have anyways. Oh yeah.
Someone I feel like told me about this, and I'm like,
I don't know what lost me that half star.
Yeah, wait, what is up with that? You should have your 5 stars. Is it 3? Yeah, it's 5 stars.
I know, but I don't know. Anyways, but the point is, so you were in Quentin Tarantino's last movie, and I wondered, did your feet come up?
Yeah, I mean, my character doesn't wear closed shoes, of course, and there's close-up shots of my feet walking down. Yes, feet for Quentin are definitely a thing, and he's not shy about it. And it's hilarious, but it's a real thing. Apparently,
thing. Actually, Lorenza has 211 pictures on Wikifeet, wears a size 7.5 shoe, and has 5 out of 5 stars.
Oh my god, I beat you.
What did I do to lose?
First of all, big mistake. I am an 8 size shoe. Also, 211 photos. How are they? What? That's a lot. That's a lot.
I can't believe you're 5 out of 5. Oh, that's.
I'm winning the feet game.
Okay, can I ask you, what is your first Pride memory?
Oof, out already, or in general on life?
Oh, interesting. I was thinking of like Pride memory, like of Pride Month and stuff. But you're right, Pride. You're smart.
No, but for me, the first. Thank you, babe. It's not just my feet. I'm also smart. It's amazing. No. I think the first thing that comes to mind was last year when my girlfriend and I went to Stonewall to the 50th anniversary, and I think it was still tricky with my family, and I was not feeling so great about how I was having this you could talk about this for ages, about patriarchal things and everything kind of feeling in conflict. And we went there and we walked by the Cubbyhole bar, and we had like a group of all of like our friends, and most of them lesbians, I believe, and we were just all together, and it wasn't even a thing. There was such a sense of just, of course, like, celebration and the rainbows and all the colors, but I had a sense of calm and recognition, and like, it was like, there was like a secret wink between everyone. Like, I see you, I got you. And it was just, I don't know, I felt like I could breathe, and I wasn't this weird thing. And it was just, I don't know, it was really special. I'm never going to forget that.
That this is the graffiti on the wall, on the stone wall.
Yes, on your bag. I remember when I ran into it at another party you were wearing, and I was like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, and Miss J. Alexander was the one who told me that. I didn't, again, I keep like, I don't clearly know anything, but I'm learning, and
we're learning. That's what matters.
So fascinating to me. Now I want to go to Stonewall.
And especially with everything today, with thanking our lovely Marsha P. Johnson, it's just, it's all like, for me, it's been such a rebirth and a being okay with who I am, and being the social justice warrior that I always wanted to be inside. It's all coming together in my proudness.
Oh, I want to talk to you forever. Okay, I'm gonna, before I wash my hands of you, because I have to, they're making me.
Yes, and there's and I talk too much, so yes, let's go.
No. Okay, but before I wash my hands of you, I have to give you your queer and teen nickname, and that is the emotional state you're feeling right now and the last thing you ate.
Happy biscuit.
Biscuit?
Yes. I had a biscuit for breakfast this morning. It was delicious. Biscuit with eggs. So happy biscuit and eggs.
I love you, happy biscuit and eggs. I wash my hands of you. Thank you
I love
so
you too.
so
Thank
much.
you for having me.